Oh, it is a bright sunny day in Sydney for our first one-day international of our career. Welcome everyone, we're making our ODI debut today. Australia and the West Indies, that tour continues after a 3-0 series sweep for us in those games. Look at the openers there, Warner, Mitch Marsh. I suppose Warner who has also continued to play one-day cricket in this game until 2027. Pat Cummins is still your Australian captain. Not actually sure who else is on the team. I might have still taken another person's spot. Was it still Travis Head? No, surely not. He's the one who bats at the top of the order now, right? I can't remember. West Indies have won the toss. They're going to bowl first in this one. So we will be coming in at number 5 at 3 for 44. So in our first game, we do actually have a bit of an opportunity here at number 5 to get some runs. 3 for 44, it's still the power play. Alzari Joseph coming in, I'll work it away to the onside, and I'm off the mark straight away. Yep. Nicely played, should be a couple. Just through the covers. And obviously we've seen how I've attacked Test cricket in quite an attacking fashion. Given this is a one-day game, I feel like you have to do similar. Like, obviously, always looking to score. If you can go for the boundary, go for the boundary. Oh, have I got it over the top? No, I haven't. So that's a disappointing result. I'm out once again to spin. This was Moti. I've just tried to play it off the back foot. The fielder there. Kyle Mayers taking the catch. It's 4 for 53. And that is not a great one-day debut as Australia all out for about 190 odd. I don't think we're going to be anywhere near this unless we all of a sudden take about 7 for. And I'm going to get a little chance here with the ball as well. West Indies needing just 199 and they are 2 for 134. So they're in a great spot. I would say we're in a lot of trouble. And look, we didn't even really get that much of a ball. Just, I think, 2 overs. Kyle Mayers, for his 71 not out, was player of the game. Australia's top scorer was actually Pat Cummins, who made 45 from 56. Moti had the 3 wickets for the West Indies as they rolled Australia for 198. So that is actually a pretty surprising result, considering we won the test fairly convincingly. But from our point of view, just a 3 is not good enough to start us off in our ODI career. To the G. So game number 2, we're at the MCG, and the Australians, after fumbling the bag in the first match, decided they're going to win the toss and bat to try and, rectify the problems of that first match. And I will get another opportunity here. I'm batting at 5 with Marnus again. Hopefully a better result this time than just the 3 runs. So I always find the shorter form of the games, in terms of one day in T20, actually is slightly more difficult to play than test matches, because test matches, obviously there's no fielding restrictions really. So for the most part, teams play with relatively aggressive fields. They're trying to get you out. Whereas in one-day games, there's less of that. So you kind of feel like it's a bit harder to force the runs, if that makes sense. In a test match, most of the time I have a big gap over cover and I can just hit it over cover. Whereas here, I kind of do, but also there's a lot more risk involved in it. And if you play the aggressive shots as well, very, very often, the lofted shots, your stamina goes down, so then you're less likely to time it as good the next time around. That's cut away, and that'll be 4. That is absolutely perfection. Tell you what, though, Alzari Joseph has bowled 8.1 overs already. Very attacking play from the West Indies. That's a nice short ball. To have a quick bowler basically bowl out by about the halfway point of the innings is a pretty insane feat. Only time I can really remember that was when Australia played New Zealand in that 2015 World Cup in New Zealand. And I think they really only used 3 bowlers because they bowled Australia out for about 150 in 22 overs or something. So Bolt, Southey and maybe Matt Henry bowled all the overs there. That's a no ball, which means free hit. I mean, that was a cracking game, that, because then Australia, like, almost defended it. Mitch Starc was on a bit of a rampage at the end there. Edged. Off the free hit, of course. Does go to ground anyway. Scurry through for a single. What do you reckon? Leg side. Whip it over there. There's a man in the deep. Probably should be able to protect this. Came back for 2. Should have plenty of time to get there. We do. Oh, risk. That's what I mean. If you mistime it, you get caught. Was playing with the spin. Didn't quite get it as square as I would have liked. And the fielder was able to get underneath it to take the catch. I've almost been a bit too aggressive in these first 2 one-dayers. It's 4 for 125. Australia again falling quite quickly, but then they've absolutely steamrolled through the West Indies here. They had them 7 for 80. It's now 8 for 154. The target is 293. Okay, so we've got clearly a bit of leeway here to actually be able to bowl at something that we should defend over the next 14 overs. But from 7 for 80 to 8 for 154, that's a pretty good turnaround if you are the West Indies, to be able to pull that off. Oh, stump him, please. I reckon he got back, but you never know. Carey. Oh, it's very, very close. Where's the bat when the bails come off? On the line, maybe? There. I think he's on the line. I think this is out. Huge. So Moti out for 15. The game is all but secured from the Aussies. Oh, I really like the lighting in this twilight period of the day here at the MCG. As the lights are starting to take effect, it's a little bit of a little glow. The golden hours, as they call it at times. Wow, that is very close. And so wicket made, 9 for 154. And bowled him. So that's the game. We finish it with figures of 2 for nothing. We don't even have an average yet. He's just played the wrong line there. It's spun around the bat. Australia win by 134 runs. Marnus Labuschagne, your player of the match. As Australia win by 134 runs. To tie the series at 1 apiece. So we're going to go through. We'll play game 3, because why not? I think it's in Adelaide. Let's do it. So game 3 at the Adelaide Oval. Australia have won the toss. They will be bowling first in this one. Which, interesting strategy. Obviously, they batted first the first 2 matchups. So we're like working towards a big performance. There is David Warner still running around in the Australian team. After the last game where we got the West Indies all out for about 190 odd. We've now got another attempt here. I know I do have an average because I bowled the match before. But 2 for none. Last match. If I could do that again, that'd be terrific. But unlikely. You never know. Oh my goodness. What was Shai Hope doing? Like, he just went for the sweep on a ball that was too full. He went over the top of the ball, and he's been bowled cleanly in the end. So Hetmeyer to the middle. It's 4 for 124. Great result for me. I get the wickets. Bizarre moment for the West Indies and Shai Hope. We need more people on the hill here at the Adelaide Oval. Too many people in the seats. Not enough people on the hill. For my liking. It's maybe like 10 people on the hill. Close to 30,000, 40,000 in the seats. Away to the onside. Might be a boundary. Pretty short boundaries there, square. Just doing a nice job to save that from being 4. And then a little partnership. I'm only being bowled in a couple of over spells here, which I don't mind. Especially in one-day cricket. That's a nice little switch here. That'll be a boundary. Azari Joseph putting together a nice little knock here. 24 now from 20. Keeping the West Indies to, a score that they can probably defend, given what we've seen so far in this series, where teams aren't making huge scores. And the lower scores are sort of delivering the goods at times, you know? Oh, that's an edge, and it's a very, very, very fine edge. Carey had no idea where it was. It also saved him from being stumped. I didn't realise it was Dre Russ at the other end. Oh, that's in the air. It's a possible chance, but it's beaten Steve Smith, and that'll be 4. Oh, that is a cracking shot. Might be all the way for 6. It's not, but it's 1 bounce and a 4. So, we fast forward in time. We're out with the bat. We didn't bowl again. What are we chasing? I didn't actually see what it was. As we're in the 13th over. 295. That's a really good score considering where the West Indies were, which was 7 for 167, and those final 2 wickets were worth about 130 odd runs. So Australia having problems with the tail. Andre Russell with a half century, Alzari Joseph 62, and Moti getting a 25. And for the 3rd game in a row, we come in at 3 for less than 100. So there's always work to be done. At least we have good confidence. And take it on over the offside for a boundary to begin our innings. Oh, that's big. That should be 6. That's into the stands. And this is some of the, the stuff we saw at test match level. Will we see it continue here in the one-day game? 120 metres. That's short and that's pulled, and there's a man down there for protection, just the one. Was the Adelaide Oval where we had our big game? I think it was. Where we almost hit our 100. We hit the 98, and that was off not very many balls. 60-odd balls. So, obviously a big day at the office in the past here at the Adelaide Oval. Does mean we like playing here. Oh, good shot. David Warner, that's 4. That's a classic Warner shot, isn't it, that? That's an edge. That is quick. Andre Russell. I'm a bit lucky to actually get away with that, so now I'm going to have to work through how I actually can attack him as a bowler if he's that quick. That's in the gap on the offside. Not hit super well, just a couple of runs. The 16. Played just the one. I am obviously trying to play super aggressive innings, but if I can, get the 1s and 2s along the way, that's helpful, obviously. Up and over the offside. This one is going to be 4. Hit it nice enough. Always hard off the back foot, but clearly it's a shot I've developed over time with enough power on it to be able to score plenty of runs. And given Australia only need 295, if me and Warner hang around for a little bit, we should actually be able to get this relatively, I'm not going to say easily, but we should. Because our current run rate's close to 6, and you know how it'll accelerate towards the back end anyway. Provided no big wickets lost. That's a nice delivery. And that's going to be 4. That's just using the pace, working it and angling it towards deep 3rd. And that's the 50 partnership as well for me and Marnus. Not Marnus. Warner. I batted with Marnus every other game. That's why I was confused. And I've made 25 of those runs, which means Warner's probably made 25 of those runs as well. A nice start. Now pulled away to the onside for 2 more to finish off the over. Jeez, I'm going to have to hustle here. Big dive. 3 for 119. Again, off the back foot. Punched. And again, it's going to trickle over the boundary line. Definitely enjoyed the beginning of our Australian career. We've had a couple of good test knocks. Without being, overzealous. Our one-day performances so far have been nothing fantastic, but this is the most promising start so far. And if we can obviously continue in this way, it'll be terrific. Halfway point of the innings, we're on 129 as a collective side. And we're going to have to obviously more than double that to go on and win this. That's a big swing and a miss on the full toss. But I think if I connected with it, I probably would have got out. Thick edge. Doesn't carry. Required rate is only about 7 though, so I don't think it's too dramatic yet. Another full toss. Another one I can't get away. Oh, no. And the shorter one, mistimed. It was a little bit slower. And I hit it straight to mid-off. In what should have been... Oh, the ball's floating. In what should have been a better performance. 34 from 32. 4 fours and a 6. Exciting, but not exciting enough. Australia are going to win this with 5 balls to spare. Pat Cummins is the best player on the ground. We win another series against the West Indies 2-1. Gee, that went down to the wire, didn't it? 9 down. A 1-wicket win. Cummins 47 from 28. Absolutely absurd. Australia winning by a wicket and getting it done off the back of their captain, who is delivered the goods. Four wickets in the 47 in a position where we probably... I mean, look, the last 2 wickets came very late, but that 7th or 8th wicket stand there worth 75 runs between Cummins and Carey, I think it would have been. Absolutely unreal. I've got my New Zealand, Auckland Spades kit on there, clearly. Bit bizarre. But that will do us for today, everyone. A couple of one-day games probably didn't go the way we would have liked, which is completely fine. We're still a fair way off that IPL sort of a selection. And if we go through here, we can see, actually, I'm close to the player of the series. Only Alzari Joseph better than me. And I think this is across all 3 formats, perhaps. So it is a collective score. I've got 49 there and 181 there. So I'm on about 230 runs, which is, of course, not enough for the top of the tree. But in this T20 part, I might have a chance to be the best player of the tournament or of the whole tour, which is pretty cool for my first tour. So as an all-rounder, I am delivering pretty good stuff. Anyway, everyone, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed again today. I'll see you next time for our T20 debut against the Windies.